glad I came. Right?
Yeah, I
I
am.
forgot to reply though.
Oh, way to go.
Polly's supposed to be here
She
tonight.
said she texted me.
Did she
about
back
20
out?
minutes late.
Oh, okay. She said, Morgan has her first volleyball game tonight.
Yep. She's debating, but I guess she went.
Mm. Well, and after I said tonight would be better than next week, everything completely flip-flopped, but I had already committed, so I'm not getting back out.
All right, we will start the 4B board meeting for August the 7th, 2018 at 6:33 p.m. Open to public forum.
Wait.
What? Oh, all members are present except member Hunter, member Weiss, and member Anthony. Now we will open the public forum. There's no one to speak in the public forum. We will close the public forum. Move on to public hearing. Open the public hearing on item number 1, public hearing on a financial incentive not to exceed $108,000 for the barn at Long Creek. No one to speak on that. We will close the public hearing on item number 1 and open the public hearing for item number 2. Public hearing on a financial incentive not to exceed $375,000 for Sunnyvale Park Square. No one to speak. We will close the public hearing on item number 2. Move on to discussion and action items. Number 3, discuss and consider approval of the July 10th, 2018 regular meeting minutes. So everybody had a chance to look at the minutes. You want to hold on a minute?
I made it about halfway through the minutes.
All right,
I was
we'll
not
wait.
I was not at the meeting, so I can't dispute or confirm anything. I was just reading them more out of curiosity, so.
Okay.
Just one notation of a change under item number 3. It's the finance assistant director. Finance assistant. Apologies. I've given Phyllis a raise and a promotion.
She's okay with that.
Should just be finance assistant, Phyllis, not assistant finance director.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but I read the rest of
Regional
it.
manager.
It's a good summaries.
All
I'll
right.
make a motion to approve the minutes.
All right. Motion made by member Van Vessem, second by member Torres to accept the minutes, the regular minutes for July 10th, 2018. All those in favor? Passes unanimous. Move on to item number 4, discuss and consider the July 2018 financial reporting and related financial items.
So I did review the financials. I did have I had one question. It does look like our monthly revenues were $75,443. I did not have at my fingertips previous month for our sales tax revenues. Weren't we in the 50s for a while?
Yes, I was gonna try to do the math here, get on a little calculator here.
I remember that we increased our budget due to an increase in the sales
We didn't
tax.
increase, we had budgeted about $59,000 a month for sales tax receipts for 4B for 17-18. And a couple, maybe even 3 months this year, we've received amounts that are greater than what we budgeted
That's
for.
good then.
Don't know if it's new construction, new homes, maybe some businesses that are going
I was
into
just
that. but-
surprised to see that quite a bit higher,
Yes.
so, okay, very well. And then the monthly expenses were our standard payroll. It looks like some, our contract maintenance and some legal and professional fees that we've agreed to pay, so there was nothing out of the ordinary. Our ending fund balance for the end of July is $2,724,738.03.
Any questions? All right. Can I get a motion to accept the July 2018 financial reporting and related financial items? Motion made by member Van Vessem, seconded by member Torres. All those in favor? Passes unanimous. Move on to item number 5, discuss and consider purchasing policy.
Which you do not have in your pockets or your packets because they have not been completed yet, so we just need to table this item.
All right, we will table item number 5 and move on to item number 6. Discuss and consider updates from economic development. Thanks, fellas. We made it easy for you.
Yeah, you did.
Discuss and consider updates from Economic Development Director. A, Collins expansion and possible electricity ability. B, Butterfly Gardens. C, Txdot expansion plans for U.S. Highway 80 and State Highway 190.
So the board has talked about on a few occasions about the Collins expansion and what it would take to get light poles on there so we can put banners or the decorated, lighted Christmas decor, kind of make this town center district kind of look like the downtown district. Originally, when we had talked about this, I was told that that was not a possibility to be able to put the electricity in there. So I have since found out, we have a new town engineer, and so I asked him the same question, and he looked at the plans and said that it should absolutely be acceptable to be able to put electricity in there. So we met with Txdot, or not Txdot, we met with the engineer on the project about the plans, and he said, yes, we can put light poles in there. They've already got the plans for conduit in the plan, so all we would have to do is run the electricity through it. What we have to do now is determine, we have an agreement with Encore, and as long as we use an Encore pole, we can't put lighted signs on there, we can't put electricity in their poles. So then we would have to purchase our own poles. So right now what I'm doing is gonna work with Charles, Town Council, Leslie, and figure out if Town Council would like to move forward with looking at this, what kind of poles they would like to see, and then that all can be put into the bidding process for Collins expansion. We can figure out what the cost would be to be able to add the electricity and
I'm sorry, where was the location determined to do this?
this is the Collins expansion from 80 to Trip. Not been approved, just kind of what was discussed and talked about, so just trying to figure out if it was even an option to be able to do it. But we know it is an option, we'll just move forward to try to see if like for that to happen, and if so, what kind of poles they would want. Butterfly Gardens. Nikki is unable to be with us this evening, so she gave me an update. As far as butterflies go, she has not gotten as much done as she would like to, but she's spoken to some people about getting a citizens committee put together that will help identify and recruit people in Sunnyvale that would be supportive of the project. The Citizens Committee could help identify other residents that are interested in butterfly gardens and can help in the future with promotion of the project, identify privately owned land and contact the owners about planting milkweed or nectar gardens, help promote pollinator support throughout the town. Later, they can help put together projects with Sunnyvale ISD and help organize events. And then she's nudging me, because I haven't gotten back to her yet, to check with the city of Dallas to see if butterfly gardens would be allowed at Samuel New Hope, and to check with a landscape design company to see if it makes sense at this point to find out what it would cost to have a basic layout design done at Samuel New Hope. The next week, she's trying to go visit the gardens in McKinney as well as the gardens at Fair Park. She's also talked about the possibility, she has a friend who owns a drone and would use this drone to fly over Samuel New Hope and kind of see what's back there. As far as Txdot expansion plans, we have met with Txdot about the expansion of Highway 80. As you heard, we were trying to narrow down if there were any developments within Sunnyvale that would be affected by what their expansion plans look like. The main corridor that I was concerned about was Collins and 80, but nothing's going to be taken away there. Where Pascal is on the north side of 80. There's some right of way that's going to be taken at that point, and we actually have somebody that's wanting to develop that piece of property. So it's going to affect their development. So we're working with them right now on how that would change their site plans. We don't have a timeline on 80. They couldn't give us any real, any numbers, dates, anything that they think on when that would be completed or even started. The person we met with was just an environmental specialist. So just meeting with her and seeing that she asked a bunch of questions that they'll take forward. So our engineers on top of that and working with them. Same thing with 190. There are no plans right now on when that'll get started. They're still doing geotech work in some areas. So that's all we know about the expansions and when they'll get started, which is not much.
On the 80 expansion piece, as far as where the railroad track is here between Pascal and Collins, was there any discussion on, when I looked at the plans, when they had the thing on Mesquite High or somewhere, I forget, it looked like there could be an opportunity for them to leave the service road so that there can be pillars or to support the walking bridge between where the railroad used to be, right? If we ever do a trail to connect the south and the north end.
I did ask them, the lady that we spoke to see if she knew anything about that. She did not at the time, but our town engineer now knows about it and is trying to get those answers figured out to see if that's still a possibility.
Okay.
We even kind of joked about some other town is actually having to get rid of their walkway that they're doing because of the road construction. I'm like, well, we could just move that over here.
Well, and my thought was make sure that they leave room so that we can do it either before or after the highway's expanded, so that we don't have to be demolishing something we build before then, or so that it's easy to build afterwards as well. And the way it looked difficult, the way the service road was, it looked like it would block a spot. And I asked them, could this be modified so that we can put a support for and they said they were going to look into it and to write it into the public comments, and I did, but I don't know what ever came of that. So yeah, as long as their engineering's on top of it.
Yeah, because if we can't, that kills it from that point anyway.
Well,
Kinda
anything's
kills it.
possible, but it's just
Yeah.
more expensive, right?
Yeah.
If you gotta support the bridge and you only have
Your ends.
your ends and maybe some in the middle, in the median of the freeway, I was thinking, yeah, you're gonna have something in the median of the east and westbound, but you also probably, to make it less expensive, you would want to have supports between the beginning of the bridge and the service road, so somewhere in
Right.
between the service road and the road. And the way it looked like that was a ramp going up into the freeway, so therefore you couldn't put anything there. So,
Yeah, it would be like adding a hot tub after you've already put in your
Yeah.
swimming pool. It's better to do it.
to plan ahead,
All together.
basically, for it. And I asked him, could you move
Speaking
that
from
From
ramp?
experience?
Speaking from experience, I'm just saying.
Because I asked him, could you move that ramp further east so that we can put a pillar there? And they're like, yeah, anything's possible, but there's some flood stuff right there that they had to consider and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, well, our engineer needs to maybe help with that or drive that.
So I might need you to come in and
Yeah.
pinpoint those areas on there so we make sure that we get those addressed.
Okay.
Or send you I have the link files, maybe I send that.
Yeah,
to
if you can do it, and I can circle where and maybe they've updated them since from the feedback I gave them, but I doubt it. I went at the end of their session and they were ready to go home.
Okay.
Is any of that, that's all the railroad or whoever owns it now. I was just thinking, sometimes when you drive by there, you still can't see those bridges, so a lot of people don't even know they're there, unless you really know. And I was just wondering because we don't own it, so I was thinking about clearing that area out so it sticks out so everybody knows, even the construction guys, when they get in that area, say, hey, what are these bridges doing here,
Mm-hmm.
Throws a
Well, I
question
think-
mark up in the air.
I know Robert, our code enforcement, has they do mow certain areas along the Rails to Trails portion. And I know not too long ago, a month ago, they were out trying to clear some of that. And he had certain areas that they were focused on.
All right.
Can see if they can do something next time they're out.
Speaking of Robert, when is he leaving?
Well, I was talking about Little Robert, the code enforcement guy.
Oh.
But Big
Big
Robert
Robert.
is next month or two.
Yeah, Robert Blackburn, who assists us, is leaving, so we're gonna be looking, they'll be
I forgot
looking
you were
for.
out at that meeting. Yeah, he's retiring. Moving out of Sunnyvale.
You're still good.
Well, good
Yeah.
for him.
Yeah,
As long as he's retiring, that's good.
all right.
Sounds amazing.
Right?
Move on to item number 7, discuss future agenda items and events.
Next regular meeting is September 11th, but I need to see if it would be okay with everybody to push back to September 18th. There's a retail conference in Dallas on the 11th that I plan to attend. So if you'll let me know if you have availability on the 18th.
And the 4th is not an option?
No, there was something going on.
But
Let's-
Okay.
Excuse me.
I don't remember
Well,
what it was.
normally the third would be the council meeting, but that's a holiday, so they're probably doing the council meeting on the
No,
fourth.
okay, Labor Day, yeah.
Would
Is
be
that
my
a
guess.
holiday?
The third is
Labor Day.
yeah,
Oh, I thought you were talking about
The 18th would be fine with me.
yeah, we're back in school. You're not
As
allowed
of
to go
Fri-
anywhere.
As of today, it's fine with me. As of the 10th, it probably won't be, but.
Maybe I didn't want to have it on the 4th because it's Mark's birthday.
Oh, that's fine, I was
That's
just curious.
probably a good idea.
No, I was saying, honestly, I think there's another reason that the 18th
probably
and
what-
not the 4th.
That, yeah, okay.
Also, I think it's a little tricky for staff to pull together the financials that quickly in time. We always struggled with that when we used to
Mhm.
have our meetings on the first Tuesday of the month. But that may not have gone into the
Are
thought.
the rest of you good, okay with the 18th?
I'm good.
I'm good.
I can make it happen.
Although I haven't completely gotten my daughter's choir calendar in my
Okay.
phone yet, but I'm sure it'll be fine.
Okay. Chamber 4th quarter luncheon is September 12th. They're also doing a breakfast networking next Tuesday at the hospital from 8 to 9. Regular town council meetings, the 13th and 27th, and they're kind of meeting on Mondays in between for budget right now. And then we still have I've left just our outstanding items on there as well. So it reminds me to bring things back. Oh, just in case you're interested, Mike Anderson is attending the 4A meeting tomorrow, 5 o'clock, for an update on Sunnyvale Center. So,
I can- Maybe I shouldn't say.
I will be.
I can perform it for him.
I'll send a follow-up on what his comments are. If you-
Why isn't he coming to our meeting?
4A specifically asked for it, so I just,
We're not important.
No, we're not.
instead of him coming to wants updates on discussion.
You can discuss these other ones, though? Or no?
You're talking about through G?
Yeah.
Oh, no, they're just outstanding ones that we've had on there.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Hey, we're moving right along. It's awesome.
Yeah, love it.
All right, we will move to executive session at 6:53 p.m.
Pursuant to,
Huh?
pursuant to,
Oh, God. Pursuant to section 551.087, economic development, Project Barn, Project Saucer, Project AC, Project Supply, and Project Water.